You know, sometimes in Webisodes we give you a variety of products, but this time we're going to focus on one very beautiful cutting die.
Right, because it is so substantial. It's one large botanical frames cutting die, and it makes such a gorgeous focal.
And we're about to show you.
Come play with us.
And here it is. As you said, it is substantial. It measures 4 inches square.
Right, so this is the actual cutting die, and this is what you can create with it.
Right, and as always, because this is hot off the press, you're going to get an idea on the back, some instructions, and we're going to show you that card too.
And so let's see how we can use this on the card.
Yes, well, here is our step 1, and really just using what you had cut out of white cardstock, right?
Out of white cardstock, it's been matted on black suede, and isn't that just beautiful?
And as we get in, I just love the richness that you get with the suede papers. They just are such a saturated color.
It makes it look so much darker, and it's really an impact.
And you can see how beautifully that cutting die does its job.
So very simply, you just cut that out. You glue it on top of suede paper and mat those edges, and that's it. Really.
Let's talk a little bit about gluing. In case you haven't seen this is called a specialist acrylic glue, and it has this needle nose applicator, and I love the fact that the cap is attached.
So you never lose it.
Yeah, that helps. So what you can do is just dab a couple of areas and then hold it onto the suede, and it will do the job very, very nicely.
So it's perfect for when you have small lines that you want to glue in place, small pieces of paper. So that's just perfect for that.
It is.
It's also using the tiny words and phrases in black there.
It is, and there are going to be 130 of these tiny words and phrases. You can see the happy thoughts, that little heart is there. And in order to make that little tag, because this cutting die, like so many, doesn't have a greeting, so we need to do something about that.
Greeting with it.
So we use the tiny tags and little labels template. Now this is an oldie but a goodie, and look how many shapes and sizes you get in this. Plus you get a little pocket to hold them.
You can use that for so many different things, but it's perfect for this card. Just to add your greeting, you have some place to place it, just place it on a little
31
tag.
things on that template. Now on the inside, just doing one of the corners, and I love that.
So you can just cut that part of it out, because you notice on the front, if we're looking at the botanical frames, it is in 4 areas. So if you were to cut this, that's another idea, which I don't think we're going to see here today. Cut it straight down the center and cut it straight across the center this way, and you'll have 4 separate areas, which you could mat separately.
Yes, you could mat separately just like this. Again, that's with the Tiny Tags template. We'll get in a little bit closer. And you can also use these, I'm just thinking of scrapbooking, that that would be a really nice element that you could use. You could stack them in a row. That would be pretty.
Lots of different uses. Plus we've got the thin lines dazzles.
Right there you can see. And they are little, but boy, they pack a wallop. So you can see it at the top and the bottom. This again is on the scrapbooking for colorists paper, so it just works really well. So black and white is what you're seeing. Now we're going to go into a pastel. Isn't that pretty?
Isn't that beautiful? And that's done with Distress Inks, the mini Distress Ink set from Tim Holtz, and this is a great set. This is the #1 set, and I have to say, I keep these in a set like this, in a box like this, and I number my sets. This is set 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, that's helpful.
Isn't that great? So this is perfect for keeping all of my mini sets together.
Good idea.
So we've got that. I have some art daubers, which are well used, so you can see all those different colors. So I've got the inks and I've got cardstock. So here's the piece that's been cut. I'm not going to alter that at all. That's just as is. And I'm just going to work on the background. And I'm going to start in the back, right in the center with that yellow, and just start tapping that on.
Daubing
it on and moving it around. So I can go ahead and get the center in a nice yellow. And because this is going to be covered up, if I have any imperfections, you're really not going to see them. It covers it up pretty nicely.
Right.
You're just going to see that nice bright. I like to put the pink around the edges. I think that's a nice look. And then you blend the two colors in between with an orange. So just work that pink in. You notice that I'm going in little circles. It's sort of easier to blend it. The more you move it around, the more blended it gets.
And starting at the edge, as you can see, it's darker there, so it lets it kind of shade into the center.
And then the orange will connect the two colors, and when you're done.
Just like that. And you can then put your piece on top, as you said. We talked about gluing. We've used some jute, which is something I wouldn't normally think of.
I think of it all the time.
Do you?
I
do. Good.
I love our jute set, the 12 jute. I like using it on lots of things. So.
And the other thing that's going on is down here with the greetings. So doing the same thing on a piece of having all of those colors. And we've used the highly useful card greetings dazzles, which are in a script font.
Right, it's a nice long connected piece. I love that.
And this card is a cutaway card, and look what's going on the inside.
Right.
Using that as a stencil. So that's just a great idea.
So just hold on to your to another piece. You create another one because you're going to get this one colored. Go ahead and place it, and I don't know which side I used. It might be, I don't know, but anyway, one of those I placed on here, and then I just went through it with the different colors. You want to put some sticky notes here to
or stencil tape,
or stencil tape to keep the edge clean. And then when you're done, you can do that, and then you'll have you can go ahead and finish inking this and use it on a different card.
Right. Now, scrapbookers thinking about this, you can do that over the edge of a photograph. You can do just some really nice things with that. Very, very pretty. Very nice look. Now, we did the black and white, we did the pastel. Now we're going to go for richer colors.
A multicolor.
A multicolor.
And this is done by backing that stencil. So you have the stencil in black.
Right.
And then you're going to start putting papers on the back of it.
Right. And again, this is also using the same collection that the first one was, and that's Into the Colorist collection, which is black and white, but it has these papers on the back side.
Right, so that's not ink, that's 4 different colored papers, just cut in squares and mounted on the back.
And there is, okay, go ahead.
There is white. First you're going to want to back the center, and I would do that, I would glue that in place, and once that's glued down in the center, you can go in with scissors and you can see right where you're going to work. Just start cutting away underneath. I'm keeping the scissors underneath the black. I'm only cutting the white, and so that I'm just going to back that center area with white. When I'm all done, then I glue those squares, those 4 different squares of color behind each quadrant.
Okay, excellent, excellent. And we've got some dazzles there, just giving us the white ones.
Right.
Again, the thin lines are being used.
Those are the inside-outside greetings dazzles, and they come in a 3-pack.
Yes.
So you get the white and you get the black.
You do,
as
and
well as
gold.
I think gold. Yes.
Now, there again is that one quadrant backed with the paper with the white right there, and white butterflies from that set. You make me smile. Just really, really nice. Okay, now let's go in for a flashy look. Look at this.
Wow.
Now you know what that is using, and that's the holographic. And I wouldn't thought of a green flower.
No.
And this really makes me feel like St. Patrick's Day, just got to tell you.
That is a bit of a surprise.
But
and
isn't that fun?
That's fun. And to accomplish this, the same process, first do that white in the center. So again, you're going to back the center. And I also read that the corners were backed with white as well, but I had another idea on that.
Okay.
Let me grab the green circle. So once you have the white in the center, then go ahead and place this on the green. And if you use your cutting die to cut out another piece, like the white one, save those pieces.
Absolutely.
And then you can just inlay them. You don't have to back that piece. You can just glue it in place, just like that. Go all the way around all 4 corners.
Such a good idea.
Okay.
Now, I just wanted to say that this is with the green circles holographic, but just imagine, what if you wanted to make that red? Wouldn't that be fun? Okay. Now, this also comes in blue and There's ripple and gold. Oh yeah, purple would be pretty. So you've got some other options. So while we're not showing them in all of those colors, this gives you the idea.
Right, sure. Plus we have every kind of color of suede
we
too.
We certainly do. Yes. So, and again, this is the inside out greetings. May all your wishes come true. And very, very pretty. So there you go. There's your come true. Now we have just an amazing look. Okay, look at this. This is the same cutting die, folks, but look, beautiful? Now we're using the Mega Flakes.
Now that makes me think of fall just immediately.
It does, doesn't it?
Just very beautiful. And so that is the Mega Flakes, and that's the chocolate box Mega Flakes.
Which just sounds good.
It does. You open that up and it's got all sorts of rich colors in there, including chocolate and sort of coppers and brass looks. So all of that within there. And that was done, and now I'm upside down, but that was done with the double-sided adhesive. So let me show you really quickly. Double-sided adhesive has this yellow cover paper. Between these two papers you have an adhesive piece. And so if I remove one side like so, and then stick it onto cardstock, just like that. Then I run it through with my cutting die in place, and once you do, you have a piece that looks like this. So it's that white cardstock on the back now, and it's this on the front. Now I can remove this layer just like so, and I have a piece that I can work with that's sticky on the front here. I'm going to place this on, I'm actually going to place it on some scrap paper here on my craft sheet, and I'm going to add the chocolate box flakes right to that. The great thing about this is, while we can use flitter glue and put it on a cutting die like that, I love that I don't have to use a glue with this. I'm just using that adhesive. I just move it around, and I'm going to completely cover it, but ooh, nice big piece.
Yes.
We can tear that into pieces. And I can place that on there. I can get it all over that adhesive area, and then I'm just going to start rubbing with a cosmetic sponge.
Or the scoochy foam, either one.
Or the scoochy foam.
But look what it does. It just attaches so nicely. Now, it's working on this. It also works on the double stick dazzles. And I worked with my granddaughter over the weekend doing some ornaments with the Mega Flakes and the flitter in the indigo ones. And they were perfect.
Oh,
so
beautiful.
It just, it works really nicely.
Very easy to use. And
how pretty that is.
Isn't that gorgeous? You just sort of keep using your sponge, and it sort of burnishes it in place, and you get such a gorgeous look.
And it will remove all those extra little bits, which you
just
reuse.
Keep working on it. Yeah, you can reuse that. That goes back into the container.
So it's going to go from this side with all the big chunks over here, and then you get to reuse the chunks.
That's right. And then you just glue that on the front of your card, and that's got the steampunk papers.
It does, and it's got the just the cardstock behind it. And this is also using, you can see those copper dazzles, and that's from the steampunk collection. And it also has the teal jewel dazzles in with it, which is just beautiful.
I love the words that are on there. So great things like imagine and like that.
Life is too short to be ordinary. Very, very gorgeous.
Some wonderful cards.
Isn't that?
So you can see that's quite a variety of looks you can get with one beautiful cutting die.
And again, so many things you can do, as you said, so many uses you can have, and so many occasions. So all the way from plain black and white to embellished steampunk. It's pretty versatile.
And that's the Botanical Frames cutting die.
Exactly.